Back, you welcome my state. Good morning, Anambra. And I am Nogaligo, Iotago, Ibualioche, Ibualionodo. Dalono. I'm Anambra and even beyond because now social media may go about in Obuza one village, if in America in the next 1 minute, in Rihanna, Nigeria. So you got with family yesterday. We had a very big emergency yesterday, whereby Oko Babalo. Ebe market drugs wine well na Onitsha. So obulo ife no when they want no po mande melo and you see kai kpoto onye isi ezo no boda engineer Matt Abel chief studios.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Ode biko amam ne no no la from his na emegisi bataleva. Ke do ife melo no.
First of all, thank you, the ABS, for granting us this opportunity this morning to talk to the general public. Yesterday, at around about 12:30 in the afternoon, we received this distress call. Onitsha. So we started asking, can I born Onitsha? And eventually, born on Obogu, the market, the drug market we have here at Onitsha, at Bridgehead. So, of course, without wasting much time, we tried what we could. We deployed our firemen and the fire truck to move to the scene. Sincerely, that area, I must tell you, the kind of trafficking I did there, I did terrible. If you just pray, you hear me there, because you hear me there for you to penetrate that traffic about something else. And the traffic, no going back.
Yeah, stopped.
You just end up staying there. But finally, we were able to maneuver the traffic somehow our men and move to the fire scene. Of course, that's 12:30 when we received the distress call. Of course, I received the distress call of Mumbai Jibido fight over the fire. If you receive a distress call, you have to equally move, prepare, and they start coming. By then, some minutes will equally go. So, but whatever happened, we were able to go to the fire scene and start battling the fire. It was a terrible one, very serious, because the temple chemical explosion. A lot of things, sometimes when reaction. These things now, they're very flammable.
Because I know explosion. The mother's not a bomb.
Explosion, bomb. One year, bomb. You know how explosion. But we know a lot of things can cause explosion. It's not just bomb. Being a cause explosion.
Okay.
This one, bomb katolo ni mafia. I have to know. I said, "Man, carry end even by Otosi end by now." But the little we know, that line of Baroko, Obogu ni ne Baloko. Obogu is a very huge, a very big market. But on one section of the Obogu, which we know about science and the lab line. Yeah, chemistry and the chemicals. Okay. So all you want to be here, and although sometimes you can have reactions.
I know.
And then expansion, which can lead to this explosion.
But how well were you able to contain it or gaff that line or bang another line?
The thing, when this thing happened, there was also a building collapse. In fact, it was huge. The vibration of this explosion collapsed the building.
When you say building, or shops?
Shops.
Okay.
Yeah, one story now. So collapsed the building, and that was why a lot of people were entrapped in the incident. So from all indication, the information we got on ground there, some people died anyway.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah,
since you were
and some people were injured, taken to hospital. But at the moment, we've not been able to ascertain, even with the market leaders, we've not been able to ascertain the actual number of the affected people or the casualties. But we know people lost their life according to what they said.
Was it due to the explosion or stampede? But
No, not really stampede. You know, when there was a collapse, yeah, I mean, in the afternoon, when people are still in the market.
Okay.
So a lot of the place was busy. So the collapse contributed a lot. It's not the fire that caused the collapse of the building. It was,
the explosion.
Yes, the vibration that came from the explosion now caused that. So the fire now came in and started doing its own job. So it contributed the vibration. I imagine when the building collapsed, which entrapped a lot of people there. But the fire was massive because of the reactions of the chemical which they are selling within that line.
Are there people trapped there? Can one not the collapse?
As at 11 in the night yesterday, when myself left the scene, we've not been able to see more. This morning also, I'm going to go things now to start work day again, to start evacuating a lot of things there, so that we were able to know if there are still people entrapped under the collapsed building.
Okay. Dalo Martins. Dalo ife melefe abroko belife. I know Lucas we me mana I wonder ka get we no we confirm no na ya noro no no onye bo onye isi ndi ezoko. Odima onwe if people that bam no check in the problem you had, you know, before you could be able to get to that place due to congestion. Kedifa game make we can take all these things into consideration. You ought to go pathways. Ebe moto gana and all the rest of because if you look shops if you do to wega coupled with the kind of traffic congestion anyway in that place.
In fact, that is one of the biggest challenges fire service or fire trucks, emergency vehicles have when emergency or fire emergency. The traffic is always one of it. Because sometimes people doesn't even give way for emergency vehicle to pass. You still struggle. Even when they are listening, hearing the siren, they will not give way. Until you start shouting or maybe beating or hitting them, they will do that. Then coupled with that axis of Onitsha, that bridgehead, I must tell you the kind of traffic that's always there. Even when I was coming there from Oka, in fact, we experienced the something, but we were able to notice it in time. We have to go against the traffic.
No, you're on emergency.
You're on emergency. That was why we were able to do that. Assuming we are not on siren, we are not going for emergency. That means we are going to stop there. But because of this, we have to maneuver to make sure we meet up with the demand of the public where there is fire outbreak. So because of this, that is always a major thing. But the government of the day is bringing into action because the Fiscal Planning Board, the AGDA, they are working also. We are also working with them to make sure these things doesn't occur again. The market, before you build the completion of the market, we have to do this assessment. We have to have a fire safety design of the building or maybe the market you are trying to construct so that this access way is very important in all the markets. The pathways where a fire truck can equally penetrate or pass through is also very important. But at this point, you find out that the fire truck will be outside somewhere where you lay your delivery hose to go inside. At this point, you don't even know what is happening to your fire truck again. It's only the driver or the pump operator who is going to stay there, and others will be inside working. You don't even know what is happening outside. Okay. The people can do anything there. But when we have this penetration, when we have this pathway that fire truck can pass and they go to the scene and they fight the fire probably closer to the fire. At least now it helps a lot. So we are trying to see what we can do. Maybe the future designs we are going to have maybe for market and some other public places, then these things now can come in.
See, that's why sometimes governments want to move some of these markets. Some of these things are refined in consideration. For your safety, madam, go now. You ought to go. And it makes me very uncomfortable. Okay, apart from this challenge, we're expecting that somebody that is going to give us on the spot report of what really happened yesterday. Apart from this challenge of penetration, having difficulties in getting to the scene of Ifem and Martins, ọkọchị apụtago kịta ka ife ọkụ ọgbụgba na-aga emebe biko onwere other challenges in a face now onwere ife enidili ime to make sure that na enwe ọkụ ọgbụgba na aga contain where immediately.
Yes, we are trying our best. The Anambra State Fire Service is doing everything possible. This administration, led by the Professor Chukuma Soludo, is also doing a lot. I must tell you now that all our vehicles are on maintenance. All our fire trucks are on maintenance now, getting proper ready for action. Mm-hmm. So with time, we are moving into the season, the main season of fire outbreak. Why is always the season? Because it's still people's mistakes that cause this fire outbreak. We will continue from now till next year, February, March, to be shouting, doing this sensitization, telling people the do's and don'ts of fire safety management. But it's there for them. But those fire, when it occurs, we'll try as much as we can to contain it. So the government is also doing something.
You have enough vehicles.
We have
enough staff.
We have all those things standby.
And then the location, when this thing started, I know which location came first?
The Boko is closer to that place.
Boko is closer to that place. Okay. Yes. Main market is a little bit far.
Main market is far.
Okay.
Other fire stations are far. The one closer to it is Boko.
Do you think there's need for us to still establish some fire service points?
Yes.
To make sure that we'll contain?
It's important. But you know, issue of having fire stations is a gradual thing. The government of the day is already looking into that, trying to do something. The first thing His Excellency, Mr. Governor, did was to do something about that, trying to see how we can have fire station in all the local government of the state.
Okay. We are still moving on. Apart from that, only for Zagemeke, I'm not for Zonchole Jogibona. Afia ni man if I did in Oboda Bafia, in which I knew Wafia, if you did not Anambra State, and which a fire service point.
Yes.
There.
The major
government and the Afia lost this thing.
The major market we have in Anambra State, we have that. At the main market we know we have those fire points, we have the fire hydrant, we have the hose rail within, because the reticulation was also done by the Minister of Power and the Water Resources. The reticulation was done so that it will also help in case of emergency before fire service will be able to penetrate. Reticulation, we have overhead tank.
Okay.
So there is constant water supply there.
Okay.
So once there is fire outbreak, what we do, those people within the security people we also have, because we've already trained some of them in the use of this fire hydrant.
Oh, beautiful.
So that once something like that start happening, they will now make use of those things before the arrival of the firefighters.
Okay.
So
did we see anything like that yesterday?
Yeah.
Did we see anything like that? Were they fighting the fire before you came?
That's Omogo. That one have not been constructed.
Okay.
The government is also doing something about that. We have at Ogidi market, we have at main market, and the many of the major fire markets in Anambra. Okay. The government has already tried to build or construct that within the market, and gradually they are going to spread it to other markets in the state.
Okay, and I asked you again before we conclude, what other challenges are you facing now, so that we'll make sure we don't get the story of Nandeba Eta Fofun Losia shop, Wabasia Fianel with Ifisi Kenina. I said, no, we are destroy everywhere. And when anything I need to leave me now.
No, the major challenge is left for the public to handle. Okay. It's just for them to be able to adhere to fire safety rules.
Okay. If
they can be able to do that through the sensitization we are doing, then they will be able to do that. Get in touch with firefighters or fire service. If you don't know, we have professionals that can aid you in doing those things. Make sure the rules are there, rooted, so that you adhere to it and there will be no fire outbreak. Okay. Even when there will be fire outbreak, it will just be a slight of it.
Okay.
Then make sure that if there's any fire outbreak at any time, make sure you call firefighters in time for them to be able to go to the fire scene to fight the fire.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Let's take a time. Somebody is calling us from that market. Yeah. Get out for Gibiko, Nebisi Akpai. Okay, David Moore. Oh, then my David Moore. anyị na-anabata gị n'oche Good Morning Anambra. Biko anyị nọ n'ife melụ n'ebe ọkụ gba n'afịa yesterday. Kedu ka o si weme? Dalo David Moore. Dalo, oh, Dalo, thank you very much. I know you see the fire service no weba boys they are no na afia na agbanyu oku nyanwa no deba o nwere ife unu ji agbanyu oku obro just na ji agbanyu ọ na ga agbanya ka oku gali unu chemical
full compound
agbakwale eba.
Yes.
Why is the fire still raging?
Yeah, the extent of the chemical there was so high. Our own chemical maybe Ojuena suppressed that particular one. It was a heavy one. So what our own chemical does is to blanket the fire.
Okay.
So that it will cut off oxygen, the fire, and now subdue. So now we are using it, and that is what we were using in the night. I must have to say this. It wasn't only Anambra State Fire Service that was there. Even the Federal Fire Service attached to Anambra was also there. And we slept there last night. We are still there this morning, having done a lot of refilling to make sure that about 2 times this morning. But this morning, early morning, I left Oka to Onitsha again to come back again to Oka to grant this particular interview. So we are working, and if you listen very well to what the speaker just said now, there are a lot of evacuation going on now.
Yes.
And there's this. They are going to destroy maybe 1 or 2 things now for the tractor to move in to do the evacuation. So all definitely things are moving on, and Deputy Governor was also there yesterday, and the Commissioner for Public Power and the Water Resources.
All right.
Also.
Thank you very much. Chief Martin Sabole, the Chief Fire Officer in Anambra State. We'd like to thank you very much, and also on behalf of the Good Morning Anambra team, and by extension the ABS family, commiserate with those that the families that lost their loved ones, and then those that lost their properties. Please do bear. It's a natural disaster. There's nothing anybody can do about it. We are very, very sorry about what happened. Okay, thank you, Martins. And thank you, all the boys that made it happen this morning, the camera guys. Thank you, the house director and the audio, a whole lot of people, the producer, Ifyu Nachuku, and then the executive producer, Chido Obidewu. Thank you very much. It's been a very wonderful one this morning. Today is Wednesday. Ijoma, what's the matter with you? Dalon neba aina ekenunu, udo dilunu. Chuku gedeba and then I got nachi eta azwechi. I know no video kwa ba poste. Afambi Ijoma, Dalo.